Hi guys! So, got one of my favourite tops on which says, I'm a writer. Anything you say or do may be used in one of my stories. Or something to that effect. I love that top. And I'm trying to turn on my writer's brain to come up with alternative STARKID storylines. So, I have collated a list of nearly every STARKID character. Cut them up, put them in a slip, put them on slips of paper, and put them in this box. I've got so many things that I could do with this premise. So idea I did have was just pick one out and tell you what they did after their story was done. But the thing is, I've got those Hatchetfield characters in here, and technically their stories are still going on. So, other ideas I had was doing like a blind date thing where choosing one and going, would they work as a couple? Might do that a bit later. The one I'm doing today is I'm going to be choosing 3 characters and putting them in their own story. Like seeing how would they work as a story together. Does that make sense? No? Okay. I will show you by doing. So, three different characters. There's a third. Right. So, blindly chosen them. So, we've got Greenpeace Girl, Ron Weasley, and then Grunt from Firebringer. Aside from it being the Joe Richter show, I honestly have no idea how these would work together. Before that, I briefly concocted in my head. So the first one that I pick out, that one is going to be the main character. The second one I pick out is going to be the love interest. And then the third one is going to be the villain of the piece. So, on that note, the main character of this one is Greenpeace Girl. And then the love interest is Ron Weasley. And then the villain is Grunt from Firebringer. Oh, that's tricky. So Greenpeace Girl's the main character. So it's got to follow something that she wants to do. So she's going to be trying to save the world. Ron wants to do a bit of social justice. And with magic skills, he wants to help make a difference in the planet. Ron signs up to join Greenpeace. Greenpeace Girl's training Ron Weasley on how to get signatures and things on the street. But she then laments about how she wishes she could do more to stop in the climate changing and things like that. Ron is falling in love with her by her passion and motivation for change. Grunt is the thing. Right, okay. I mean, they did kind of change the climate in Firebringer. Grunt is an immortal who runs a food empire because Grunt ate something that gave him the power of immortality, but after trying to forage for it years and years and years, he couldn't find another one for Emberly. So she died, and he's now lived on, and in her name has set up a food conglomerate called Emberly's Eats. He's got infinity monies. He's got infinity monies. And he doesn't care about the planet or anything, because he thinks when the planet's destroyed, he will be reunited with Emberly. So he's intentionally harming the planet, and Greenpeace Girl and Ron Weasley have to fight him. That was better than I thought that would be. I will put these 3 back in later, but I don't want to overly repeat in one video, so these 3 will perch over here. And here we go again. And that's 3, right. Kris Kringle. Dick from Me and My Dick, okay. Sun from The Trail to Oregon. Okay. So it's gotta be a Christmas story. So Santa has a sexual awakening at high school and realises that he's not in love with Joey Richter, but rather he's in love with Joey Richter's dick. Oh my gosh, how the hell is Sun gonna get into this? I've already done the immortal thing once. With the power of pepperoni and cheese, Sun is transported in time. There we go, time travel. So somehow Sun travels to our time, and because of his age, he gets put into high school. Sun falls in love with Kris Kringle, is manipulated, because the sun in Trials of Oregon is a really like positive, naive like character, so has to be manipulated or possessed or something by the evil spirit of Christmas, say Jack Frost. The Sun is possessed by Jack Frost to stop Kris Kringle falling in love with Dick. Not as good, not as good. And here we go again. Main character, or main characters, Jingle and Jangle. Their love interest, Hannah Foster. The villain is Smelly Balls from Firebringer. Why? Why did they do Firebringer and Trail to Oregon and make it so difficult for me to do it all at the same time? Jingle and Jangle, so they can appear in a locker. So I'm assuming that means that they've got some supernatural powers. Okay, that's what I'm gonna run with here. So Jingle and Jangle arrive in Hannah's high school. It also has Kris Kringle, Dick and Sun from Trail to Oregon. And they see that Hannah is upset about something, quite down, and so they take it upon themselves to cheer Hannah up. And Hannah's really struggling with work and everything, and she's trying to do a study on cave people. Here we go. And so Jingle and Jangle get a time machine going, and even though they bicker with each other about why they're doing it and all that stuff, I can imagine that kind of scene. They make a time machine, get Hannah out, and they travel in time, very Doctor Who, so they travel in time back to Firebringer time. Because of their clothing and everything, Smelly Balls immediately notices something is up. Smelly Balls is quite aggressive, to be fair, jumps to a lot of conclusions, and they're trying to learn about the tribe, and Jamila's quite accommodating, being like, oh hi, yes, check this out and stuff like that, whereas I mean, Zazalil's a bit like, who the fuck are you? So Hannah's learning about, there's a nice scene with the three of them, Hannah, Jingle and Jangle at a campfire, romantic, and Smelly Balls overhears them talking about a time machine and desperately wants to find out about the future. He tries to steal the time machine away from them, and in the process of doing so breaks the time machine. Hannah and Jingle and Jangle's job is to defeat Smelly Balls to get a part back so they can get back in the time machine and go back to the present. It's not bad, it's not good, it's not bad. One more, the finale. Tim Houston. Emberly from Firebringer. That'll be fun. How do I do that again? Baguette from Starship. So not only do I have to have a love interest between someone in present day Hatchetfield, and I mean, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Baguette can travel to them. Baguette is annoyed and hurt by Bug's interest in travelling the stars, and so takes it upon herself to find out what's all the fuss is about. So Baguette steals a ship and travels to Earth with the intent to blow it up, but wants to test the humans first, so picks out a selection of humans across the timeline to see if they can prove themselves. And amongst those is Tim and Emberly. Tim is shocked and enraged. He wakes up in a cell to find that he's not the only one there. Emberly's there. They have a chat, they bond. Tim teaching Emberly about cars and other things, talking about his dad. This is a younger Emberly, and so they're chatting and they fall in love with each other, and then they realise that they really need to get back home. So they, along with the other members of humanity that have been stolen by Baguette, they all form an alliance and plan to overthrow Baguette and return to where they came from. That's a good one to finish on. I'm quite proud of that one. Let me know in the comments which one was your favourite. Was it Greenpeace Gal and her love of Ron Weasley and their plans to overthrow the evil conglomerate led by Grunt? Was it Kris Kringle falling in love with Dick, but Jack Frost aka Sun is not having any of that? Or is it Jingle and Jangle and the time travelling adventures with Hannah? Or is it Tim and Emberly having been abducted by Baguette? Which one of these stories is your favourite? Let me know if you want to see this again. These characters will be going back in the box, so don't worry guys. There'll be more adventures of Jingle and Jangle and Hannah. Let me know if there's any other format that you think could work with this. If you want me to do the blind dates or what happened next, things like that, please do let me know in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and I had too much fun with this. Thank you very much, and stay totally awesome.